Anansi, the spider trickster, a figure that intertwines cunning with courage and wisdom, threads through tales as complex as a spider's web. Who is Anansi, and why has he captivated the hearts and minds of people across the world for centuries? How has this cunning character managed to dance through the threads of time, continuously adapting his stories to reflect the cultures and challenges of every era he encounters? Welcome to the mysteries of mythology, Anansi. In the cultural heart of West Africa, among the Akan people of Ghana, Anansi transcends his spider form to become an important figure in a rich narrative that embodies universal themes of ingenuity and resilience. Derived from the Akan term Anansi, meaning spider, he serves as a conduit between the divine and mortal realms, exhibiting traits that mirror human ambitions and fears. Anansi's beginnings are intimately connected with both celestial and terrestrial elements. He is the offspring of Nyame, the sky god who commands the Akan pantheon, granting Anansi not only extraordinary abilities, but also a sharp wit that allows him to manipulate the laws of both nature and the divine to his advantage. This remarkable fusion of qualities empowers him to adeptly navigate the complexities of the many worlds he straddles, often altering the course of nature and divine edicts for his own ends. Yet Anansi is not solely a figure of divine stature. He frequently emerges in stories as a familiar figure among the people, interacting and coexisting with them. Sometimes portrayed as a spider bearing a human face, or as a man with spider-like features such as 8 limbs, he is a master shapeshifter who effortlessly crosses boundaries. His transformative ability underscores his role as an intermediary among various spheres, be it human and natural or mortal and divine. At his core, Anansi epitomizes the trickster archetype, a figure prevalent in global mythologies who disrupts the conventional order and overturns the established powers of gods and humans alike. Through his intelligence, Anansi accomplishes feats that brute strength and authority cannot achieve. He confronts tyrants, subverts the greedy, and outsmarts the mighty. Yet his deeds are not always virtuous. His escapades often expose moral gray areas, reflecting the intricacies of human decisions and their ensuing consequences. The stories of Anansi celebrate the triumph of the mind over muscle, of cleverness and guile over raw power. They illustrate that problems can be tackled in multiple ways, and that innovative thinking, outside the usual confines, or web in Anansi's scenario, can unearth solutions to the most formidable challenges. Anansi's legendary exploits are filled with his sharp wit and guile, marking him as a folk hero who consistently shifts fortunes in his favor through sheer intellect. Among the many tales that narrate his adventures, certain stories stand out for their cleverness and the deep moral lessons they offer. One of Anansi's most famed tales centers on his quest to claim ownership of all stories in the world, which Nyame, the sky god, originally held. The people of Earth were bored, not knowing anything about their rich heritage and the tales of old. But one being was determined to change this dreary state. Anansi, the cunning, shape-shifting spider, took it upon himself to retrieve the stories. He wove a web that soared through the skies, reaching the heavens and ascending this celestial ladder, approaching the throne of Nyame, the sky god. There, at the feet of the god, Anansi, with a voice as forceful as thunder, declared that he had arrived to claim the stories of the world. Peering down from his golden throne, Nyame burst into laughter at the audacious demand. Intrigued by Anansi's bold proposition, Nyame posed a seemingly insurmountable challenge: capture 4 formidable beings: Onini the python, Osebo the leopard, the Moboro hornets, and the elusive fairy, Moatia. The first challenge involved Onini the python, renowned for his massive length. Anansi craftily instigated a debate with his wife near Onini, questioning whether the python was longer than a bamboo pole. Curious, Onini agreed to measure himself against the pole, allowing Anansi to swiftly bind him to it and secure his capture with surprising ease. Turning to the Moboro hornets, Anansi simulated a rainstorm by dousing himself and the hornet's nest with water, persuading the hornets to seek refuge in an empty gourd. Once they swarmed inside, Anansi sealed the gourd, cleverly trapping them. For the third task, Anansi needed to ensnare the fierce Osebo the leopard. He cunningly prepared a deep pitfall in the jungle, camouflaged with foliage, where Osebo unwittingly fell. Offering a web thread as a lifeline, Anansi ensnared the climbing leopard with his webs, subduing the formidable predator. The final and most arduous challenge was capturing the invisible fairy, Moatia. Anansi crafted a sticky, sap-coated wooden doll and set a bowl of mashed yams, Moatia's favorite, before it. When Moatia approached and struck the unresponsive doll in thanks, she found herself stuck, allowing Anansi to capture her effortlessly. Having fulfilled all of Niame's challenges, Anansi presented these formidable foes, earning Niame's admiration and the right to claim all stories, which were henceforth known as Spider Stories. Another narrative highlighting Anansi's astuteness involved him pitting a lion against a tiger, both symbols of authority in the animal kingdom. Anansi ingeniously sowed distrust between the two, leading to their mutual downfall, showcasing how his strategic acumen could manipulate situations to his benefit. Through these tales, Anansi illustrates that often the seemingly smallest and least powerful among us can achieve the most extraordinary feats through wisdom and clever tactics. Anansi's stories go beyond mere entertainment. They are steeped in deep cultural significance, acting as conduits for imparting values, wisdom, and historical awareness across generations. As a trickster figure, the spider plays a pivotal role in surfacing subversive insights that challenge established hierarchies and introduce alternative perspectives on justice, power, and societal norms. Within the rich cultural fabric of West Africa, Anansi stands as more than a mere character. He embodies resistance and resilience. Historically, his tales have given a voice to the marginalized and powerless, presenting strategies to navigate a world controlled by more formidable forces. This dimension of Anansi's mythology gains profound resonance when considering the historical backdrop of these stories and their voyage across the Atlantic. During the transatlantic slave trade, Anansi emerged as a symbol of survival and defiance among enslaved Africans in the Caribbean and North America. His knack for outwitting more powerful adversaries deeply resonated with enslaved individuals who viewed Anansi as a beacon of hope and a testament to the triumph of intellect and cunning over physical might. His stories, circulated around firesides and within slave quarters, morphed into a subtle rebellion against oppression and a means to preserve cultural heritage amidst harsh conditions. Additionally, Anansi's ability to switch between human and spider forms reflects the way people of African descent have adapted to different cultures around the world after being forced to leave their original homelands. He adapts and flourishes in various environments, similar to people of African descent who have moved around the world and influenced different cultures while keeping their unique identity. So, Anansi's tales symbolically represent the experiences of moving, adjusting, and ongoing strength. Anansi also serves as a medium for moral and ethical teaching. His adventures typically culminate with a lesson highlighting the virtues of ingenuity, fairness, and foresight. Yet these narratives also confront human frailties like greed, vanity, and the thirst for power, urging listeners to introspect about their decisions and actions. Anansi's influence has transcended the oral traditions of West Africa and the Caribbean to become a dynamic presence in contemporary culture. He is continually adapted and reinterpreted across various forms of media, showcasing his timeless allure and the versatile nature of this trickster spider. In literature, Anansi is reinvented in novels and children's books, where his cleverness and cunning are employed to address modern challenges and resonate with a global audience. These adaptations often explore themes of innovation and survival. A notable example is Neil Gaiman's American Gods, where Anansi appears as Mr. Nancy, a trickster god who navigates the intricacies of existence alongside other deities in America. This representation introduces Anansi to a broader audience, highlighting his adaptability and ongoing relevance. In animation and film, Anansi comes to life, bringing African folklore to vivid depictions for both children and adults. Across all these mediums, Anansi remains a compelling symbol of resilience, ingenuity, and the enduring power of narrative. His capacity to adapt and flourish in varied contexts, from ancient folklore to modern multimedia, highlights his significance as a cultural icon. Anansi's stories have journeyed through time and across continents, molding themselves to the requirements and perspectives of diverse audiences. Through intellect, wisdom, and tenacity, Anansi teaches us that even the seemingly insignificant can wield immense influence. If you've enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments and consider watching the next video.